Hello YouTube, I've got another high ELO ranked game here with the teams being Nocturne, Singed, Nidalee, Caitlyn, Soraka versus LeBlanc, Ezreal, Rengar, Alistar, and Vi. So it looks like the lane matchups are going to be Nocturne versus Vi in the jungle, Singed versus Rengar at top. At mid it's going to be Nidalee versus LeBlanc, and at bottom lane it's going to be Caitlyn, Soraka versus Ezreal, Alistar. So as far as summoner spells goes, it looks like we have seen a slight change in the meta just because I'm starting to see this a lot more often, where Flash Barrier is very often taken on the carries, and then it's Flash Ignite on the supports. So it's I don't know. I think we're slowly seeing a shift in the meta. We do have Nocturne with no escapes. He does have Exhaust instead of a Flash or a Ghost, and Singed is running Ghost like he normally does. So nothing too out of ordinary. As far as players here, we've got a lot of high ELO people here. We got Best Riven North America, CRS Altec, ShawnOfTheDead, RF Legends, Dracinis. Like there's all sorts of people here. So without further ado, let's get this party started, and let's hope everything goes according to plan. So while I match these up, we'll take a quick look then at the at what both teams are rocking. So let's take a quick look for the blue team on the Nocturne. We are running with he's got armor pen, so he's probably 21-9. He could be some sort of hybrid, but he does have a little bit of cooldown reduction too. So keep that in mind. As far as the Singed, that's weird. I wonder why he has one armor pen. Curious. Anyway, it looks like we might see a little bit of early game aggression here. Alistar throws out the Pulverize, Vi taking a little bit of damage there. We'll go back to taking a look at their items again here in just a moment. It looks like we might see some sort of play here. Okay, real quick while this is going on. Nidalee landing a spear there. We do have a Nidalee with Magic Pen, Caitlyn running Armor Pen and Flat AD it looks like, and Soraka looks like she's going full support with some sort of combination of defense and utility. As far as for the purple team, LeBlanc going Magic Pen, I'm sure she's got tons of AP. Wow, she only has 9 AP. Interesting. Looks like Magic Pen cooldown reduction, that sort of thing. Ezreal going with the Armor Pen and Flat AD. Rengar going lots of Armor Pen. Alistar going AP support, so I'm guessing he's like 9021 or something along that extent. He could be some sort of crazy hybrid, though. And finally, for the Vi, it looks like she might be 0219. That would be my guess. It could be some sort of combination of defensive and utility trees. So without further ado, I like to say that too much. I'm sorry. I'll try to refrain from saying that too much more. Anyway, it looks like Caitlyn and Soraka are going to be doing that golem buff there. And they did take a little bit of damage. Let's take a quick look. So they might feel a little bit of lane presence just because they did take a substantial amount of damage there. And there's Nocturne picking up that blue. Both of the junglers going with their standard Wolves blue start. And it looks like this laning phase is about to begin. Bottom lane, we're going to watch that just a little bit. Looks like they're both dropping wards here in their respective bushes just so to provide vision. Alistar flashing, pulverizing, and we see a lot of damage going down on that Caitlyn, forcing the exhaust to go down on the Ezreal. And it looks like top we're seeing a little bit of aggression as well. Rengar versus this Singed, but I think this Rengar might go down. He did burn that Elixir of Fortitude, so he will have just a little bit more health and in order to save him. So the Ignite was burned. Looks like both. Oh, we're going to back it up. I'm sorry. Soraka drops the heal on Caitlyn there. But everything drops. And my guess is he just Arcane Shifts and then just takes him out. And flashes to pick up the kill. Nice little play there. Lands a couple auto attacks, and I think Ezreal's going to go down. Oh, there's the barrier to try and bait out that Soraka. Very nice. But unfortunately, he does not quite have enough damage to pick up that Soraka. Back in mid lane, this won't get too exciting until probably about level 4, maybe level 6. So, and it looks like we're about to see a gank here, maybe a dive for this Singed. So we're going to try and catch this as much as possible. And the way he's moving, he's kind of baiting out, letting that Singed know what he plans to do, and he does need to be careful because that Nocturne is coming. Oh, Legendary, I think he might be dead. There's a little bit of damage. Trying to juke, gets feared, quite a bit of damage. There's the exhaust. Most likely going to bring him down. We're going to back it up so we can see what's going on at bottom lane because it looks like Caitlyn managed to pick up the Ezreal there. Oh, there's the dive there on the Soraka, managing to Ezreal manages to pick up that Soraka, but Caitlyn picks up the Alistar, and now this Ezreal is pretty low, and it looks like he's going to get forced back here very shortly, even though he does have a slight level advantage. And Nocturne managed to pick up that Rengar kill. Lots going on all of these lanes, so we do have to be a little bit careful. A lot of damage going down on that Nidalee. She does a flash in, tries to drop the Ignite, but it's not going to be enough to pick her up just because of that heal pot and the barrier. So unfortunately, that Ignite is down for the LeBlanc. And it looks like she's just going to keep pushing. Caitlyn, meanwhile, is still farming out this bottom lane. It looks like Nocturne's going to come around behind and try and do some sort of gank here on the LeBlanc. But she is the master of deception. Lord of lies, if you will. And we'll see if she manages to get away. She does have those jukes. Here comes the Nocturne, dropping the Q on her. She dashes away with no problem. To be expected, she jumps back, does a little bit of damage to that Nocturne, trying to force him back to prevent him from showing too much lane presence by getting him low enough where he can't farm comfortably in the jungle. Caitlyn taking a lot of damage from this Ezreal. There's the pulverize, there's the headbutt, and Caitlyn is in a world of trouble right now. Ezreal getting yet another kill, and now this Ezreal is very fed. He's 3-0, and he is still head CS over this Caitlyn. So back at top lane, looks like they're exchanging damage, a little bit of fling, a little bit of poison. But right now, they can exchange damage fairly readily without being able to see who's going to get it. Here comes the Vi gank. Whiffs the Q, but unfortunately, Nidalee did have to burn her flash there in order to ensure her safety. Maybe not have to, but she did. And here comes the gank from behind. Alistar is going to swing around behind on the Soraka, going to punch her out from underneath the turret. There's the auto attacks. He's starting to take tower hits. There's the pulverize. He's taking all sorts of tower hits. But Ezreal manages to pick up the kill. But I think this is going to be a double kill for Caitlyn. Ugh. Oh, Ezreal got executed. Holy crap, that's hilarious. And Rengar doing a little bit of damage here. But Singe is doing a nice job of baiting. Manages to cut the distance flash to keep up and brings down that Singe. Back at mid lane, we're going to back that up so we can see so much action going on in all the lanes. It's very hard to keep up with all of it. So we're going to see, just because we know what's going on the other ones, Vi comes in from behind, misses the Q, but manages to do a little bit of damage. LeBlanc managing to land that little bind that she has, ensuring the kill there. So unfortunately, Nidalee getting a little bit caught out of position there. So and it looks like Rengar is going to get a little bit of heals, or a little bit more CS rather, and then he's going to head back to his lane, back to the base and heal up. As far as item goes, Singe does have that Tear of the Goddess. Since they reworked it so that those toggle abilities can actually activate those, just because they like burn so much mana, he builds Tear very quickly and he gives him a substantial amount of health pool, plus that active there on the Seraph's Embrace. Nidalee, nothing too exciting there. Yeah, everybody's going relatively standard. Ezreal did decide to go with that Sheen first instead of like a BF Sword or Doran's Blade, or additional Doran's Blade, so he will have a substantial more amount of poke. Doing quite a bit of damage. There's the Ignite. Tons of damage going down on this Caitlyn. Forcing the barrier there, but I think she will be able to get it away. Exhaust on that Ezreal manages to negate a lot of that damage. He is taking still quite a substantial amount of damage, though. But unfortunately, this Caitlyn is just getting demolished right now. She is unable to farm very comfortably just because Ezreal Alistar provides so much CC and sustained damage and poke. It's just rough. So it looks like Alistar is like just really looking to do that headbutt pulverize combo just so he can let Ezreal get a kill here. Calls the MIA, and here comes Nidalee trying to snipe a blue, it looks like, here from this purple team, but I don't think it's going to happen. She chucks a spear, manages to hit the Vi, but pulling that blue in the way she did makes it so it's much more difficult to snipe that blue. So Soraka doing what she can to keep this this Caitlyn at near or very close to full health. So. And it looks like we're going to see a little bit of an engagement go on here. Alistar is initiating a tower dive here at bottom. Caitlyn gets headbutted out, but I think this ShawnOfTheDead is going to go down, and now Ezreal is in a little bit of problem. But he does manage to pick up the Soraka. We're going to back it up so we can see this engagement in the jungle. Holy crap, there's just every time something happens. Oh, it looks like Vi face checks, and they just dive. Forced to flash. There's the exhaust. Singe ensures the kill there with the fling, and here comes LeBlanc, going to try and ensure a kill here. Manages to spellbind, shield out of that bind there. Ezreal looks like he got a double kill at bottom lane. There's just so much going on right now. It's ridiculous. And it looks like LeBlanc is going to keep trying to mess with the Singe. There's the fling, and there's the bind. A little bit of damage. Here comes Nidalee and Rengar. And Rengar manages to leap to that Singed. And now Rengar and Nidalee are duking out. Duel of the Cats, and I think Nidalee's going to win that one on Womp. But now purple team does have a slight advantage, but it's just been a slaughter across the map for everyone. This is one of the most like violent games, high elo games I've seen in a long time. Usually we don't see 16 kills at 8 minutes in. LeBlanc trying to land the bind there, doing quite a bit of damage there. Or if she landed the bind, that might have been a kill. But here comes the purple team. They come in from behind that bait. Oh dear. That was rough. Anyway, as far as items go, it looks like Ezreal does have that BF sword now, so his poke is going to be very considerable. LeBlanc does have those Soraka shoes, so anybody that doesn't have a substantial amount of MR is going to take pretty considerable amounts of damage. As far as that, nothing too exciting there for the items. CS-wise, looks like purple team is generally ahead, or at least on the lanes that matter. Top is slightly behind the Singe, but nothing substantial, and he does have a kill up. So, it looks like we're going to see Vi come up for a gank here at this top lane. And let's see if we can take a peek. We'll drop this. Singe doing the fling there. Vi gets revealed, and now Singe is just kind of juking back and forth, trying to do as much damage as possible. There's the dunk, doing considerable amounts of damage to Singe, but he does have that ult going. Just flinging, walking back and forth, doing lots of damage to this Rengar. And now he's just trying to do as much as possible before this Rengar finds the safety of that turret. And it looks like everybody is going to head back. Down at bottom lane, not much is going on right now. It looks like they're just farming up a storm. Here comes the Alistar headbutts, but gets silenced before he can do the pulverize. Lots of damage going on that Alistar. Going to be forced back. There is the Nocturne ultimate coming in, doing tons of damage to that Ezreal, allowing Caitlyn to pick up the kill. And now they're trying to flash and keep up with this Alistar. But it looks like he is going to make it away just barely. Top lane, not too much is going on, and then soon we'll probably start seeing LeBlanc or Nidalee start roaming. And it looks like blue team is going to try and do this dragon, just because they do have the AD carry and the support are back, and so is LeBlanc. So the only one that can really contest this is the Vi, and it would be near suicide for her to face check down here. So it looks like blue team is going to get this dragon. That will cut some of the gold difference here. Tries to dash in for the steal, but it looks like she is going to go down. Her flash is down, unfortunately, so there is no way that she is going to be able to escape. Gives up that kill, and now the gold advantage is dead even. Dead even. Even though purple team has more kills, the farming on blue team top and that dragon has been enough to give him a little bit of a comeback. So, all in all, good plays from everyone. And Alistar is going a little bit of AP, and this LeBlanc is so incredibly low. They just need to be very careful. But the Alistar is getting actually quite a bit of AP with the Phoenix Codex and the Cage's Lucky Pick. That's actually pretty considerable amounts. It looks like he's getting a Morellonomicon to help counteract the Soraka and Nidalee heals. Actually, now that I look at it, there is a ton of healing here. Because Caitlyn is most likely going to get some Spell Vamp here, probably a Bloodthirster or something to that extent. Ezreal coming in here, doing some pretty considerable damage there to the Soraka, forcing the exhaust. Lands on the trap, preventing him from mobilizing too much, but down comes the Nidalee. They need to be very careful. This Alistar is most likely dead. Manages to dodge the spear there. Here comes the Nidalee. He headbutts her into the wall just to give her that little faux stun. And now this Ezreal is all alone. Manages to Arcane Shift over the wall. Nidalee cuts the distance, whiffs the spear, but down he goes there to those minions. Womp womp. And now Vi and Alistar are forced to defend this turret with Singe coming down here behind the turret. Here comes the dive. Tons of damage going down on the Alistar, but Singe has taken so many tower hits. There's the dunk, and Singe is going to go down to that tower, giving Alistar the kill there. And it looks like blue team is going to successfully defend this bottom turret. Vi doing some pretty considerable damage here to that Nidalee. And Nocturne comes in, but Rengar comes in from behind, sniping the Soraka. Down goes the Nidalee to the LeBlanc, and now this Nocturne is going to go down as well to the LeBlanc. And now LeBlanc is kind of scary. She is 4-0, and now she's probably going to be able to get like a needlessly large rod. Not quite, but soon. If she stays and farms just a little bit more, she will be able to get that needlessly large rod, which will make her very, very scary. So, I did misspeak there. I meant blue is able to defend that turret. I meant purple. So, my bad there. Anyway, looks like nothing new for the items. Looks like Singe is just going all those giant mana items. Looks like he's going to get a Roa or a Banshees next. Not quite sure. And maybe a... oh, what's that called? Leandry's Torment is probably what he's building now. Just letting those mana items have their unique passives, give him health and sustain. So it looks like we might see a little bit of an engagement here at this blue team's blue. We'll see what happens here. LeBlanc and Nidalee just dancing around fighting. LeBlanc burning her dash there to try and make sure that she doesn't take too much damage. Ezreal doing a little bit of damage to the Soraka here, who is defending this mid turret while the blue team is defending their respective lanes and also taking that blue there. So looks like Singe is going to farm a little bit of the minion waves behind the turret just so that this top turret does push out a little bit more. And it looks like it might go down here very, very shortly. But here comes the LeBlanc, manages to land the dash. Tons of damage going down here on the Singe, but Nocturne is coming. Rengar is coming as well, manages to land the bind there. And down goes the LeBlanc to the Nocturne, who can manage to come up. And now Singe is just running, trying to bait as much as possible. Turret does go down there at that top lane. Rengar goes down to that Nocturne, and down goes the Alistar to that Nocturne as well. So that is, well, I guess it was the Singed. Unfortunate. That exhaust was, that was rough. That was rough. And now blue team is starting to get a pretty considerable gold advantage here. And it looks like Vi is trying to do what she can to defend this turret. Manages to bait Nidalee into coming in. And Vi forced to flash away from that spear just because it looked like she was going to get taken out by it. It looks like Ezreal's poking away at this bottom turret. He is the best hope here for this purple team. But LeBlanc is also actually pretty good as well. So it looks like she tried to pick up somebody while they were turning, but unable to do so. And Ezreal trying to do what he can to poke at this Nidalee. He does need to be careful because he doesn't have any ward coverage here. So he could get ganked here at the bottom lane. It looks like Rengar is farming the jungle just a little bit there. And it looks like Nidalee is going to be forced back to her turret. There is the headbutt, but unable to line it up perfectly for him to do the pulverize. Lots of damage going down on that Nidalee. Forced the caliber net away there. 50 caliber net. And it looks like he's going to poke away at this turret, and now he's going to slowly head back here, trying to get the golems. Before he does so, he does need to be careful. That Nocturne is coming down, and the Singed is there as well. There's the Ghost, and this Ezreal might be in a little bit of trouble. There's the Ignite, lots of damage, forced to flash over into that Dragon Pit. Lots of damage going down on him, but it looks like he is going to be able to get away just fine. I want to get away. Oh man, I'm not going to be singing bad 90s songs. Or was that early 2000s? Regardless, anyway, looks like Singe is still chasing after. It looks like he was trying to get chase after that Ezreal, but now he's just doing a little bit of damage to that by trying to disrupt her farm as much as possible. There's the pulverize there, but Singe is starting to get tanky enough where their burst is not going to be able to do too much, but the Singed is a little bit out of position. Looks like they're going to decide to let him go instead of chasing him, bringing him a little bit lower there. That bind will do a substantial amount. The Singe is going to be brought low enough for the Alistar to pick up that kill there with that passive damage. So it looks like Rengar is ulting. Unable to catch up to the Soraka is going to allow for the Soraka to get away, most likely. And the trap reveals him. And yeah, a little calm here going on. As far as items go, Caitlyn does have that Bloodthirster. Nidalee is going for that hat now. Nocturne does have that Blade of the Rune King, so he does have pretty substantial sustained damage and jungle clear speed with those. LeBlanc has that needlessly large rod and the Fiendish Codex, so she has nice cooldown reduction and solid AP. We've got Aegrises on both teams. Looks like Rengar is also building a Blade of the Rune King. And Alistar with that Merlinomicon with no... That's surprising to me. What's the vision look like here? Purple team has really bad ward coverage. Really bad. But anyway, that's to be expected when you don't get a Sightstone. But neither team got a Sightstone, it looks like, so... Maybe that's people have determined that the Sightstone is not worth the amount of gold it takes and the delay because Alistar did have that Cage's lucky pick, so he did have a little bit of gold generation there. So as far as the gold advantage, it is about 3k in blue team's favor, so we shall see. It looks like a Deathfire Grass did go to that LeBlanc now, so she will be a little scary now. That's going to be pretty considerable amounts of burst there. A little bit of damage going down here on the Ezreal. Nocturne ulting in, trying to pick up that Caitlyn, but the barrier is not enough to save him. And it looks like LeBlanc just poked away a little bit at the Singe, and Singe is brought incredibly low. The Ignite is going to be able to pick him up, but Alistar ensures the kill there with his securing headbutt. And it looks like blue team is going to keep trying to push at this mid turret and bottom turret, trying to push out, get more gold advantage with these turrets. LeBlanc doing a little bit of damage there to the Nidalee, forcing that Soraka to heal her. And it looks like they're going to fall back, try and drop down to this bottom lane or steal this blue. We'll see exactly how they decide to do this. Nidalee jumping over the wall, doing a little bit of damage to that blue, but deciding I don't think she can get this before the party comes. Nocturne steals the blue just to make sure that their team gets it. And LeBlanc gets revealed there by a trap, so she needs to be careful, needs to fall back there. And it looks like purple team is going to be forced to fall back to their respective turrets, so unfortunate. Blue team falling back, looks like they're going to buy some items. Singe does have that Rylai's Crystal Scepter, so he does have a substantial amount of CC there with that slowing capability. Caitlyn, it looks like she is going for a Zeal. And probably going to get a Phantom Dancer. I'm not quite sure exactly what she's building that into. Probably a Phantom Dancer. And that's pretty much it for the new items. Alistar deciding to go with Boots of Mobility instead of Boots of Lucidity or Merc Treads. But they really, blue team does not really have that much CC. They have slows and they have a fear on Nocturne. But other than that, like, they don't have that much CC. It's more high mobility, high vision, high healing is what there is. And they've got pretty substantial poke. And it looks like Alistar tried to flash in there, initiate something there, but unfortunately gets a little too far ahead and just takes a little bit too much damage. Nidalee gets caught a little bit out of position there, gets almost bound there, but LeBlanc manages to pick up the kill. Rengar here trying to do what he can here for damage, but this Alistar is too low to really support too much. But Ezreal going to do some pretty considerable amounts of damage, gets the Caitlyn there with the ultimate. Purple team doing a very nice engage here. And it looks like they're going to try and push at this turret, but this Singe is still alive and everybody is relatively low, so this Singe is scary. It looks like he might be able to get the Rengar, but Singe goes down to the Ezreal. And it looks like they aren't going to be able to push this team too much. Yeah, purple team's going to be able to get it. Soraka is unable to do too much damage there. She can do sustained debuffs, but unfortunately she's more of a damage magnifier than she really is a damager. See, look at Ezreal's just sitting there tanking the turret, doing all sorts of damage there. He does need to be careful, though. There's the exhaust, a little bit of damage. And here comes the Nidalee. She is leaping, but I think this Ezreal should be able to get away there with his Arcane Shift. I believe he has enough for that. Oh my god, the spear just takes him out. That was sad. No jukes, nothing. Ezreal cussing it out, anyway. And it looks like blue team is going to have an advantage here, and they might be able to... blue team might be able to do this Baron here, just because that AD carry is down for purple team, and now purple team is in a little bit of trouble. Blue team getting this, Nidalee trying to do what she can to delay this purple team, and Nidalee trying to just jump around here, just being a menace here. And it looks like Vi is going to be unable to contest this. Looks like she's going to come around. There's the trap there. But this Baron is going to go down. And Nocturne manages to pick it up. Ezreal throwing out the ultimate, trying to do what he can to steal it. And it looks like purple team is trying to engage here, managing to pick up the Nidalee. But Rengar goes down in the process. LeBlanc trying to do what she can. But this Vi goes all in there, and I don't know why she decided to do that. She is too low for that. Ezreal is still very close to full, taking a little bit of damage here, and it looks like he's going to try and poke over the wall here. Nope, decides to head back to his lane, get a little bit of farm, and blue team looks like they're just going to wait for their team to come back on full, heal up a little bit, and then they're going to try and use this Baron buff to try and push on this on these turrets here, get maybe an inhibitor down. We'll see what they exactly decide to do for a plan here. Purple team just trying to farm, get some gold advantage back here, because they are starting to get a near on that 4.5k gold disadvantage. So That is unfortunate. As far as items go, Soraka looks like she's starting to build a little bit more tanky now, just because she wants that little bit more tank. Nidalee getting that blasting one, probably going to build that into the Seraphs there. Caitlyn getting that Phantom Dancer, not sure what she's building next. Vi has the Bulwark now, so that's going to provide a little bit of additional tankiness for her team. LeBlanc doing a little bit of an initiate on this Singe, managed to bring him pretty low, but unfortunately not going to be able to pick up that kill. Ezreal, though, with the snipe. Oh, I enjoyed that too much. It looks like Nidalee manages to jump to the wall. Ezreal coming through the wall, picking up the kill, and it looks like he's going to be caught a little bit out of position, but this Nocturne, unfortunately, gets caught out of position with the CC of the Alistar managing to bring down that kill. Soraka gets dunked, and this might be very close to an ace. The Alistar is so incredibly low. There is the Caitlyn ultimate there to bring that Alistar even lower, and this Caitlyn is forced to run away. I believe she should be able to get away, but the Rengar is diving very hard, doing tons of damage, and they manage to pick up the kill. Whew, and purple team here is fighting. They are fighting. Even though they are ahead kills, they are down gold. And just because blue team has been able to get those major objectives a little bit more efficiently, it looks like Vi is going to be getting that dragon here as well. And with that turret down, this gold advantage is most likely going to be brought slightly in purple team's favor. But so purple team has been doing a much better job at these team fights, but blue team is doing a better job in general at pushing down these turrets, doing collective pushes. Ezreal clearing that top wave with his ultimate there, and there goes that turret, and that brings the gold advantage dead even once again. Holy crap. This game... Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying that much attention there. I was staring at other parts of the screen. It looks like Nocturne... Nidalee... Not quite sure what happened here. Nidalee lands a spear just before she uses her dash, and the Nocturne manages to ult in, pick up that kill. That was pretty rough there, and Nocturne manages to pick up the Alistar, and now purple team has a significant disadvantage. They are going to have a 3v4 here, it looks like, at this mid lane, while Singe is going to push out on this split push at this bottom turret. So we'll see what purple team can do here. Ezreal is relatively fed with the Trinity Bloodthirster, and now it looks like he's building an IE. He's starting to do some pretty considerable damage here, or at least sustained damage and poke. Wow, lots of damage there on that Ezreal, but this turret is going to go down. If they can save this tier 3 turret, that will be a win nonetheless. That will be a successful defense, in my opinion, assuming the rest of their team manages to come in time. Soraka gets caught a little bit out of position, but Ezreal gets forced to Arcane Shift over the wall. Lots of damage there going down on the Nocturne, going to force him to fall back just a little bit. Nidalee trying to do what she can here. There is the Vi ultimate coming in, trying to disrupt as much as possible, while this purple team is pushing out. Nocturne doing very steady damage to her, though. Ezreal still trying to keep up here, but I think Ignite's going to pick him up there. Singe doing considerable amounts of damage. LeBlanc here trying to do what she can here. Nidalee jumping away, but Rengar, nice flash over the wall there, but Rengar still manages to pick up that Nidalee, and now this Rengar with his red buff is probably going to go down here to somebody here. Oh, manages to pick up the Nocturne before he goes down. Soraka might be able to pick up this kill, but down she goes to the Rengar. This Rengar is starting to show his strength here, and now everybody's going to try and chase the Singe. Don't do it, purple team. It's a trap. You can't do it. Oh dear, that was a heck of a team fight. Whew. That was pretty intense. This game is going strong, guys. Purple team now has the advantage with a, even though they are down gold, they do have a 4-man push here going on this mid turret. If they can get in the hit, but it looks like they're unable to be able to push before this blue team comes back up. Caitlyn is back up, and Singe is preventing them from pushing too much there, because that's what Singe does. He clears minion waves before they can even get anywhere close to the turrets. So, wow. Pretty incredible little engagement there. It looks like Nidalee does finally have that Seraph's Embrace. Nocturne getting that Randuin's. And Rengar now has a Last Whisper, so he does have considerable amounts of sustained damage. And Alistar going all sorts of AP with this one. Now he's getting a Fiendish Codex again. Not quite sure what he'll be building that into, but we shall see. I wonder if he's getting like a... I don't know what he's building that into. LeBlanc, it looks like she's finally getting her hat, and that's going to give her a pretty substantial amount of burst. The biggest problem I see with purple team is LeBlanc is a very mid-game controller. Like, she bursts down like the AD carry or something like that, and she might be able to still assassinate the AD carry this late in the game. But unfortunately, like, the later the game goes, the less likely that's going to happen. And Alistar taking so much damage there, forced to ultimate there, and this Nocturne trying to do as much sustained damage as possible. Rengar manages to pick up the Caitlyn. Where was that even at? Hold up, we're going to back it up. Rengar here. Oh, Caitlyn is just low. He ults in and just manages to cut the distance, bring her down. I was like, what's going on here? I was too keen on watching this. LeBlanc trying to do some damage here to this Nocturne, and Rengar manages to pick up yet another kill, just destroying this backline here of this blue team. And Alistar managing to hold on long enough for Ezreal to pick up that Nocturne, and now blue team is in a world of hurt. All they have is Singed and Nidalee. Singed is going to try and do what he can here to defend. It looks like he wanted to try and clear those raids, but unfortunately unable to do so because now he needs to head back. Soraka getting that Iron Lock of Solari, and unfortunately he wants to run that way, but I don't think he can do that. Here comes the LeBlanc doing, there's the bind, manages to land the silence, tons of damage, manages to dash in and to pick up that kill, and now blue team is in trouble. This inhibitor going down, Baron is going to be coming back here very soon. I assume purple team is going to head back here, heal up, and they're going to have to start being ready for this Baron fight. Blue team looks like they know that this Baron fight is going to be probably the last determining factor of this game. Whoever wins this Baron fight, if blue team gets it, the game is going to extend because that inhibitor is going to prevent them from pushing too much. But purple team, if they get it, that is most likely the game. So we shall see how this turns out. This is a nail biter, ladies and folks. I feel like this game has been going on for an hour, even though we're only 28 minutes in. Just the sheer amount of carnage that is going on here. This Baron buff is back up. So it looks like we're about to see the final fight of this begin. Blue team starting this fight. LeBlanc is aware of this. I'm not sure. She does have vision. Trying to do a little bit of damage. Dashing over the wall. Forcing that. But he does have a considerable amount of sustain. That's going to force them to disengage, though. Very nice little play there by LeBlanc. Didn't take any damage. Forces them to disengage from that Baron fight. And now purple team will have the advantage since that blue team jungler is going to be forced back. And they will no longer have the smite there to contend the Baron, at least for the immediate future. So it looks like we're going to see them try to push here a little bit at this mid turret. But maybe that's just going to be Ezreal, LeBlanc. It looks like Alistar and Vi are thinking about trying to initiate it, but it's a little too late now. It's too late to apologize, and purple team is going to be forced to retreat here. Right now, it seems like purple team is having trouble figuring out when they can push, when they can do these Baron buffs. Looks like they're having trouble just coordinating, and right now that's the biggest problem that they're having, is this indecision to take advantage of the advantages they do have is just starting to be their downfall. And it looks like purple team is going to be able to pick up this Baron, but blue team is coming. There's the Nocturne ult. He ults in, manages to take quite a bit of damage there, and goes down to the LeBlanc. And now blue team is in trouble. Two people are down. Purple team does have this Baron buff, and this game is most likely over here. We will see. It's not over quite yet, but the Soraka gets caught out of position, gets dunked, and tons of damage goes down on her, and down she goes to that Ezreal. Nidalee trying to bait them out, see if they can will chase them, but purple team, all of them decide to ignore her besides that LeBlanc. LeBlanc just coming in and destroying him. And there is the surrender there for blue team. They realize that it is futile, and this game is finally over. Pretty fun game to watch, even though it was incredibly short. It was fairly balanced, and purple team, even though they had tons of kills there, they were actually behind on gold just because they weren't able to take advantage of their pushes and stuff nearly as much as the blue team. So, very fun game to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Welcome to YouTube. Feel free to hit that like button, favorite, subscribe, comment down in. Go participate in the comment section down below. Let me know how you think I'm doing. And if you really like what you see, please share it with your friends. I always appreciate the additional the views. And I'd like to thank you one last time for watching. And I really do hope to see you on the next video.